Hey people, we're back in the closet after a little pause.
A week off from podcasting.
It's the first week off we've had since last July when we started this.
Oh my
podcast.
gosh, it's almost been a year. What's the actual day?
I'm pretty sure the first one we published or posted or put up or threw out there to the universe was July 22nd.
July 22nd. So that's coming up like next weekend.
Oh my gosh, it's almost our year anniversary.
Oh my gosh. What are you going to get me?
I'm going to get you a podcasting cardigan. Matching ones. We'll get podcasting cardigans.
I'm not wearing a cardigan.
ITC on them, our logo. And we'll wear them. We'll come in like Mr. Rogers. Every time we podcast, we'll come in and we'll have little hooks on our wall in our closet. And we'll put them on and we'll sit down and we'll podcast.
Okay. You're going to have to find a new partner. I'm not wearing a cardigan. Like, probably ever.
But that's all you're wearing.
Again, I'm not wearing a cardigan. Sorry. A different article of clothing.
Well, you could wear every podcast. You could wear your cat girl outfit. You still have that?
No. Yes, I do. I still have it, but I'm not wearing it. It's really not all that comfortable at all, really.
I can find a comfortable outfit for you. I'll hook you up.
You'll have to forgive us because we're a little delirious. We drove 9 hours today to get back here.
And 6 hours yesterday to get to where we were yesterday.
But yeah, about 6
And
yesterday.
then we slept in a hotel. It was a terrible experience.
Oh my
I'm not going to
gosh.
talk about where it was because the nice lady. This is a great story. This is a great story because we know we're going to go through Atlanta. We usually stay with family, but there's a whole mix up because my brother is selling his house. And they have a special needs child, so they have had to move in with my parents.
Who we usually stay with.
Who we usually stay with while they're keeping their house show ready and showing it. And
Right.
because they cannot function, they cannot have people in and out of the house, any house, when they're there with their son.
And there's 7 of us, so we kind of take up a lot of space.
Yeah, we create problems.
We create problems. We've already figured that out this week.
So we didn't have a place to stay coming through A-Town. Ludacris was busy.
Right, Ludacris was busy.
He usually will let us stay at his place.
Yeah, usually.
But he was busy. So, and he had family in or something, so we didn't get to chill with him.
I mean, he said I could stay if
Yeah.
wanted to, but I really kind of felt bad leaving the family at the end of our vacation. You know what I'm saying?
You're
but
so sweet. You're a sweetheart.
I know.
Anyway, so I book a hotel, a nice hotel, because I had points, because I'm a Hilton guy. So it's a Hilton hotel. It's one of their nicer hotels. Down in a nice area in the perimeter, Dunwoody area. Love the Dunwoody area. By the way, had one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life at the Shake Shack. Never had that. Freaking sick burger. Oh my God. Anyway, back to the hotel.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So I get on my freaking Hilton rewards. I just go ahead. What I do is I just say, I'm hanging with and let me just get this out there. On vacation, me and my brothers, we go to the pool with the fam. We chill in the pool. We have a cooler full of adult beverages, and we drink them.
You're backtracking.
A lot. Well, I'm trying to lay the groundwork for when I book this.
Okay.
So I go back at lunch real quick to book this. Probably 4, 5, 6 beers in. Which lunch?
That's why
it was about 2:30 in the afternoon when I went back to book it. Probably. So I ran back. I'm sitting there. Jonathan's looking for something for me. I'm looking for something for me. And I'm like, okay, well, it's like I could stay at a crappy hotel for $20 less than I can stay at this nice one.
Right. Well, I don't know about crappy.
Not crappy.
The one we stayed at coming into.
Right. That's not crappy.
No.
And it was nicer actually than what we stayed in. And
Yes.
It's not even the premier hotel for these guys or one of the premier hotels.
Right.
It's one of their like lesser hotels. And Hilton's all nice. Most of the time, I've never had a bad experience with them. But anyway, we show up at this one.
Just say what it is. Who cares?
It's Embassy Suites.
Okay, it's not a big deal.
So-
we're gonna say what happened, and it's
So I go to this Embassy Suites.
okay.
We pull up, I park. I'm like, hey, all the 2 carloads of people stay here.
Yeah, we had 2 cars.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna check in.
Simple enough.
The main entrance is blocked off because they're renovating, which I did not notice when I got on the Hilton Rewards app. I didn't get a little alert or anything, and if I did, I missed it because I'd had 4 or 5 or 6 beers, and I just was excited to get the hotel for the price I got it. Go in, go to the front desk, which was not a front desk. It was a side door and a makeshift desk.
Because they were renovating.
And I check in, and I'm like, okay, I got a couple of cars. I need to check in. She's like, it's $12 a car. And I'm like, what? $12 a car?
And she had an attitude.
And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then she's like, and our pool's down because of renovations, and something else was up. Something else was down.
Probably the workout room.
Oh, it was. It was the fitness facility.
Okay, let me pause here. So the kids researched this hotel on the way because they wanted to see where we were staying. They were all super excited because the indoor pool was nice. It was lit, they said.
It was.
It was lit.
I didn't see it.
I don't know.
It was...
We don't know. And they're super excited to be into the pool when we get there. Okay, like they haven't been in the pool all week, but nonetheless, they wanted an indoor pool. We were going to go get them dinner, and we were going to let them chill at the pool, having fun, so they didn't drive us crazy. And Jeff and I were going to have a glass of wine. Okay, it sounds like a great time. So when we find out that there's no pool, I've got to go back to the car and tell them. Now, mind you, they're not like 4, 5, 6-year-old little kids who are going to cry. You know what I mean? It's not like it was a big deal. I just told them it is what it is, y'all. Over.
Right.
But nonetheless, I feel like when you booked it, it should have been an alert. Like the pool is closed, and so is the fitness center. Because what if people were staying there solely because they wanted to be able to work out and they wanted to be able for their kids to swim? Because that's a big deal when you're booking a hotel and you have kids. Is there a pool?
Right.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
So I'm talking to the lady up front, and I'm like, look, I didn't see it on there. I didn't see it when we looked at it. My kids researched the website. They didn't say anything about it.
Right.
She's like, well, it was on there. And I was like, where? Because I didn't see it, that it was closed down. And she said, well, you have to click on the details for the hotel, and then you have to scroll down. I'm like, I don't click on the details. I've been staying with Hilton for years. That's exclusively. That's what I use. When I see it, it's always been easy. I click on it, I reserve it, I get a confirmation, I show up, I have a delightful experience, and then I check out the next day. And her response was, you don't have to stay here. And I said, oh, well, I've driven 6 hours. We still need dinner. I got freaking 5 kids that I got to get in here. So I took the room. I was like, all right, I'm going to be happy, Jeff. I took the room. I got the fam. We trotted through.
And it's like tore up in there.
It's tore up. It's the worst. It's the worst embassy I've ever been in.
I know they were renovating,
and the one in Charleston makes it look like crap. Even
right.
Renovated. Like even the nice areas were crap compared to the Charleston, which is sad.
Yeah.
Not that Charleston's bad. Anyway, I digress. So we get to our room, right? We get to our room, and I got a bottle of wine because we need a bottle of wine. We get the kids settled up. We got 2 suites, not rooms, but it's a nice big suite. So there's couches and
the room
beds.
was nice in and of itself.
Yeah, the room was great, and they had great TVs. They had great channels.
Yeah,
so
there was a door
nice.
In between the 2 rooms so we could shut the kids out. No, not that much shut off, but
for
anyway.
So I'm like, you know what? Throw the wine in the little mini fridge. I'm gonna run get some ice. I'll be right back. I go to get ice. Fill up the ice bucket, and I go, this looks tinted. Like the ice looks like brownish tinted, but is it just
like a
bucket?
Tin. Yeah.
So I dump it out, and I refill it again, and I go, it still looks tinted. And I'm like, I'm crazy. Am I going crazy? So I go back to the room.
Right.
And I show Ann. She goes, that's brown ice. We start picking it up and look. We lay it out on the table.
I picked a piece up and put it up in the light. There was
got like dirt
literally
in it.
Dirt
If
frozen
it was dirt,
inside of the ice.
There was like specks in the ice.
I don't know what it was, but it was actually frozen inside of the ice. Like you could see it. It was like, you know how they make those those trick ices, like at the trick stores where they put like a bug inside of there, but it's not really an ice cube, just to prank people.
Right.
That's what some of the ice looked like. Like somebody had put something like pranking us. And I'm like, no, this is it. And Jeff was like, I'm done. I've had it.
Like I'd held in my niceness, and I'm worn out, and I just didn't. You don't sleep that great the night before you leave.
And
I'm
the kids are
driving
like
the kids,
hyper and crazy.
and I'm like, you know what? I'm looking around for cameras, see if we're being punked. When I realized we're not, I just took the ice chest and I marched myself down to the front desk, and I my way there, I was like, for dramatic effect, let's dump this out.
Oh my gosh, I wish you would have.
But the lady that checked me in was the one that helped me.
Oh, because you really were going for her.
I was looking for her.
I don't blame you. I don't like that.
Okay.
If I were there when you checked in, it would have been a big deal.
I wish I would have let you check in.
Because I
You
don't
got a free room.
I don't deal well with people treating me like that. When I've done
It's hospitality.
exactly when
I'm
your
supposed
job
to feel amazing
when your
I
job is
walk up to that
listen,
desk.
lady, if you don't like being in the hospitality industry, then go somewhere else because the front desk first impression.
And I told her, I said, so can you, before I get to the ice situation, when I was down there the first time, I said, since there's no pool, since there's no workout facility, I said, can you guys do anything? Can you like get me free parking? She said, it's $12 a card.
Exactly, that's it.
Can you give me free parking? She's like, no, it's on the website. You should have seen it. And I was like, I didn't see it. And she's like, well, you don't have to stay here.
And this may not be a big deal to some people, but it kind of is to me. The stairwell was closed. One of the stairwells was closed. And I really don't like to ride in elevators. So this may sound
And
stupid.
one was broken,
but
so
it
you had to wait
inconvenienced
forever.
me because I had to walk. I mean, you could go to a stairwell at the way other end of the building, and it only went to certain floors. So it's like I couldn't go from the floor we stayed on down to the lobby. It took me outside. It was really weird. So for those people who would like to take the stairs because they have a little bit of fear of elevators, I couldn't take that. Like Jeff said, one of the elevators was broken down. When we left, there was a guy stuck at the top of the elevator the whole time we ate breakfast.
We sat there at breakfast. He was on the top floor looking down, stuck, because that elevator quit on me, but the doors were open when it quit on me. And it was like the power went out in it. None of the
my
lights would come
gosh.
on after that. But the doors were open, so I just walked out. But this guy we sat there and ate breakfast. Everybody was looking up at him.
And Nate was like, I think that elevator's stuck. I was like, oh no, he's probably just holding it open for somebody. And like 5 minutes later, Nate's like eating the last bite of his cereal. He was like, no, I think that elevator's stuck. And I looked up, I was like, yeah, I think you're right. And we ate breakfast, went up to our room, got the rest of our bags, walked downstairs and looked back up again. Poor dude is still stuck at the very top of that elevator because it's a glass elevator.
Right.
So we could see him. But anyway, go back to the ice. I'm sorry, we are all over the place because we have been in the car for 2 days.
We have, and we're just happy to be talking to you.
Ooh, okay, so
microphone.
you took the ice down there, and
took the ice
it was
down,
a different
I walked up,
lady.
it was a
So you
different lady.
didn't pour the ice out on
No,
the
I
table
set
like
it
you
up,
wanted
and
to.
She goes, can I help you? I go, look at this ice. She goes, what's wrong? And she looked at it, she goes, oh my gosh, sir, I'm so sorry.
So she saw it right away.
She was awesome. Yeah, she was awesome. I was like,
What was her name?
Lo, L-O. I said, because I gave her a good compliment.
You should have.
I give the other, I gave
What was
the other.
what was the mean girl's name?
I can't
Please.
remember.
Oh,
I
how can you
described her.
not
I go,
remember?
because I was seeing red.
Oh, you should have remembered. We could have gone
She
with
knew.
this.
All right.
Okay.
Here's the deal. So she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so, she was very positive. She's
Like she should be.
She's like, let me take this. I'm going to get the guys to shut that one down so that nobody gets any ice there. I'm going to get you fresh buckets of ice out of the kitchen so you can take to your room.
Right.
So she did all that. She
So Lo was
amazing.
awesome.
Lo was awesome. And it
Okay.
might have been Flo. I don't know. I saw L-O.
Well, we're gonna go with Lo.
Lo, L-O, hooked me up. She was sweet as can be. Very nice lady. And so I bring our ice up.
But on the way, you met someone.
On the way, I ran into a lady who was dressed differently, but she had embassy swag on. So I said, "Hey, are you a manager?" And she said, "I'm one of the managers." And I said, "I don't normally do this, but I need to let you know something." And she goes, "Yes, sir. What's wrong?" And I said, "Well, I've been staying at Hilton's for years, and I can't say that I've ever had one complaint, but this is a terrible experience.
It really was.
This is Microtel. Action's what I told her.
I used to work at Microtel,
I said, this is
and I was
terrible.
nicer than that.
And she goes, what do you mean? What happened? I said, well, for one, I just got ice that looked like it had crap in it. It was brown. It had brown specks in it. She goes, she panicked. She was like freaking out.
Right.
And I was like, I've already taken care of it. Front desk taking care of it. And I said, and the other thing is when we checked in, and I said, maybe I'm an idiot for not seeing this because that's how I feel after my conversation at the front desk. She said, what? You should never feel that way. And I said, well, when I checked in, I said, my kids were excited about the pool. And I didn't notice when I booked it that there was no pool access. And she said, yeah, we're under construction. I'm so sorry. She said, what was wrong? And I said, well, the lady told me basically that I didn't have to check in. That I didn't have to stay here. She goes, did she give you the option of coming and talking to one of us so we could, she said, you're an Hilton Honors member or whatever? And I said, yes. She said, well, we would have guaranteed your rate at any other place in this area. You could have picked it, and we would have reserved
I wish
the
we would have
room,
known that.
and we would have sent you there so you could have had a pool and you could have had a
Dang
fitness
it.
center. She said at no cost. We would have done it all work for you. And
Just
we
the
just said,
same
here's
thing.
where you need to go. And I said, really? She said, they didn't offer you that? I said, no, they didn't offer me that.
Homegirl didn't want to
And
do
she
her
goes,
job.
So she goes, so we start, I start joking around because I don't want to be a negative guy.
Right.
I start joking around with her and stuff. She goes, so where's home? And I said, Charleston, West Virginia. And she goes, you mean Charleston, by God, West Virginia? And I go, yeah. And she goes, I graduated from WVU.
Oh, here we go.
So game on, man.
Game
So then she
on.
was
They're
like-
besties.
She was like, so I'm going to take care of your rate. I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to give you a bunch of Hilton Honors points.
right.
And just what room are you in? And then
That's all we thought. And Jeff came back and told me all that, and I was like, that's awesome. And then we hear a knock at the door, and we're thinking they're bringing Maddie's blanket, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And it was this lady, and she goes, is this the West, by God, Virginia room? And I was like, yeah. She goes, where's your husband? And I was, I guess she wanted to make sure it was the right person. And he came
Right.
around the corner. And it was the sweetest thing. She had bags of chips for the kids, Skittles, cookies, bottles of water, and like she was just giving them all these snacks, I guess, just to make
Oh, it
up
was
for everything.
awesome.
It was, she made it right. Like, okay, so you screw up, you have a
Right.
bad, but what she did is what you should do when you're in a management position, when you're in hospitality. You take whatever it is. It could be that we had a bad day and we were over exaggerating, which we weren't. But in homegirl's eyes, when you first checked in, maybe we were, but it doesn't matter. You have to take care of your people. And she made it right. I forget what her name is, but WVU graduate. I don't know if she majored in hospitality, but she's good at
it was
it.
Michelle. Have her card. I'm going to send her a
It was,
nice
I think
note.
it was Michelle.
I'm
You
gonna send her a
should,
nice
because
note, and
people
I'm gonna
that
tell her
do,
I'm so grateful.
I feel
so
like that
appreciative.
people who fail us and who treat us bad, we give all this like rah, 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 but people who do what they're supposed to do,
You don't praise.
you don't praise them enough.
And I was
employees
getting
that
ready
do. I'm glad that you pointed out that Lowe did such a good job, because so many times employees that do the right thing do not get praised and do not get credit enough, because everybody focuses on the people who do them wrong.
When I told her that, I said, look, I want to tell you first of all, when I took care of this ice thing, Lo was amazing. She's a sweetheart. All she cared about was making sure I was happy and that I was okay and that we were comfortable.
Right.
But then I told her about the other lady, and she goes, she's like, who was it? And I told her, I said, heavy set, very, very short, buzzed hair.
Oh, I thought she was the
No,
girl
I'm
with
sorry.
the long
heavy
dread.
set with the long.
She had long braids.
No, the heavy set girl with the short hair was Lo.
Okay.
Low. So the heavy set girl with the long hair and braids.
There is a
and
theme.
Like some color. And she
And her
goes,
hair.
oh yeah. And I was like, she was like, so she was really rude to you? And I said, no. She was put off by me.
Right.
I said she was put off and she did not want to be here.
She was annoyed.
My vibe, my instinct is that she didn't. And she goes, I know exactly who it is because she doesn't want to be here. And I said, well, I felt that, and you might want to have her work in the back.
Right.
And she goes, I agree.
And then there was, and I should have said something, because this morning when we had breakfast there, actually the breakfast wasn't as chaotic as I thought it would be, because we got to go back in a second and talk about
And
the
their staff was, I'm going to say this, at breakfast, the gentlemen, they were all, the staff.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Well, I mean, you didn't see when Nate first, I'm trying to turn this down because I don't want to bother people with noise. But what happened first was, oh crap, what's that? Let's get off that. All right, sorry people, I have technical
right, what-
difficulties. Okay, so first of all, Nate has a cereal. He fills it up, and I'm like, dude, don't fill it up too full. You're going to spill it. You got to walk it back to the table. And couple Fruit Loop falls off the top onto the floor, and he looks back like he's going to try to get him, and there's a gentleman that says, no, we got people to take care of that. Because I told Nate, go ahead, man, I'll get it. And he goes, no, sir, we got people to take care of that. And I was like, I know, but I'm trying to teach my son
to pick up after yourself.
That you don't just think that there's people to take care of anything.
Exactly.
That you treat everybody
right
like they're good people and they're special.
Right.
So he goes, no. And he was awesome. He was so cool. Every time I walked back in there, he would say,
they were really nice.
He learned my name, and he was like, Mr. Runyon, is anything else? So I'm not saying the whole experience was terrible.
Right.
I'm
initially.
just saying one person can really make
it
things.
Can, and you know what it was? It was your first impression person.
And I was already tense because I'd driven for 6 hours, nobody eating, or we got to find a place to eat.
Right.
It's chaotic. There's a lot of people in there, and you're going to be nasty to me. Not nasty. You're going to be negative, and you're going to act put off by my presence.
Right.
Which women do that, but not when I'm paying them.
Right.
If I'm paying the woman for whatever needs I'm paying her for, I just want her to act like she's into
right.
Right.
Right. And like the
or man.
Breakfast also, Nate spilled his water all over the place. And I walked around the corner after it happened, and I saw this lady that worked there, an employee. She was patting Nate on the back. She said, buddy, it's okay. It's okay. Like, because I guess he was upset and embarrassed that he spilled his water. And she was treating him so sweet, like trying to make him feel better. Like, everybody spills water. I have to do this all the time. And it was just...
It was making him more embarrassed, though.
I know it was, but she meant good. She meant good, though.
Right.
And like most people would be, a lot of employees, especially homegirl at the front desk, she would have been annoyed by it. Like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it made him feel...
So anyway,
but here's the thing also that happened at the hotel. And this is no big deal at all, but it's something that we noticed at both hotels that we stayed in when we went on this trip. Because going down to the beach, we stayed in Birmingham, Alabama, and then coming back, like we said, we stayed in Atlanta. But both hotels had something in common, and that is family reunions. Now, I'm going to say something about this.
It was awesome.
I'm just going to say this. I don't mean anything by it. White people don't do family reunions like African Americans do.
Not that we've noticed.
They don't. I'm telling you, because when I was
part of the world, they do.
I don't ever see white families.
I was so jealous.
Jeff, listen, I don't see any white families congregating in masses at a hotel with freaking shirts made.
With tour dates.
With their reunion dates on the back. That was one shirt.
1988.
That was one shirt. It was like
they had the reunion from 1988 till 2019, and they even had the 2020 date on there.
They know where they're going next year.
Right.
It was like a concert shirt. How
So
all the
jealous.
tour. Yeah, there was one shirt, but there was all these other like family reunion shirts. Now, my friend DJ, whom happens to be African American,
That's right.
he explained this to me. They do it all the time, and they have them in different locations, and it's every year. And dare you miss it. Dare you miss it. I like it. I do not know if any, I'm sure, like you said, there are probably some, but I think I love it.
Oh, I thought it was
And while
so
we were
cool.
there, when we went down to Birmingham, there was one. I only saw really one family reunion there.
Yeah, but it was a lot.
In Dunwoody, where we stayed in Atlanta, I think there was 3 different ones because there was 3 different shirts that I saw.
Dude, it was packed.
It was packed. They were bringing in coolers. And not only were they bringing in coolers, which I respect, they know how to throw a party in the lobby.
They took over the
We
lobby.
walk in from eating dinner, and you thought you walked into a casino, a makeshift casino. You had, I think, rummy. You had poker.
You had a huge dominoes table.
Okay?
Like huge.
They
pulled
were
4
having
tables together, and they had all these people around.
a good time.
I was like, I want to get in on this.
I wanted to join the family. I'm like, please give me a shirt. Can I please just be part of your family?
You could be. I'm just saying.
Please
if
be
you
part
left
of your
me,
family.
You could have been
Please.
in your family.
They were and they were all so nice and like everything. I mean, they were having a good
I saw some of
time.
them looking at you, so you could have probably gotten the family. if you
I
really
probably
wanted.
could have if I wanted to for the night, just for the night.
Just for the night.
But they were having a good time, is what I'm saying. Like nobody
Dude.
seemed to be grumping at anybody, and I'm like sitting here going in with my 5 kids, and I'm grumpy and stuff, and they're all. I'm like, it's a party. It was awesome. So Jeff and I go up sit on our bed and play rummy with our Trump cards. Donald Trump cards that Jeff got.
I got him as a gag gift and a funny gift to myself because I thought it was hysterical. That
A
I got
gift to
these
yourself. I love it.
golden Donald Trump playing cards. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump.
No.
So
At all.
if you see me post Donald Trump cards,
It's not because
comical.
it's a joke.
But I did make the joke at that. Do you think we could take our cards down and get in a game down there?
I would not recommend that.
I don't think it would have worked out very
I don't
well.
think we would have gotten a shirt.
I don't think so.
But man, it was just so awesome. I love seeing it, and the
Such
kids
great
were all
people,
there.
too,
It's
man.
just
Riding in the elevator with them. They were so sweet to us.
it was just really cool. I wish our family would do something like that. And you know what? Maybe I'll start that.
You
Maybe
have
I'll start it.
enough going on. Like you're going to start a reunion.
I'm not starting a reunion. What am I talking about? But I think it's a great concept, and I think it's a great idea.
You know what we had was this last week was as close we have to a reunion. Is getting 14 freaking people in one house.
We did get 14 people, and we'll talk more about this in podcast later this week because there's some stories that we need to share, but not tonight. We just kind of stuck with last night's adventure at the hotel.
Which was like I said, there's a lot of positives by the time we left.
By the time we left, overall, I was satisfied.
And I'm not a nasty complainer. Like I didn't want to be. I hate
No.
that guy.
If
Like
Jeff's
I put up with a lot.
If
Like,
Jeff's
I don't-
complaining, it's bad. It's not. It's bad.
If it wouldn't have, it's like God made that ice so that I would actually get what we needed out. Like that, so
Yeah,
that I
we
would
got,
complain because
like-
I was so rattled when I got the ice. But I was telling myself, you know what? Let's just get through the night. Let's just get through the night. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's go in there. Let's turn on the TV. Let's play some cards. Let's have some wine, and let's just forget that lady was rude to you.
right.
Right.
And then you
But
get
then
the
I
ice.
got the ice. And I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to let them know how crappy this is. And I was literally, when she came up with all the snacks and stuff, I was like, I've not done this, but they're getting ready to get a negative Google review. from
Right.
me, which means it won't go away. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy.
You're not that guy. But if you need to be, my dad always taught me, you have to confront poor performance. Because here's the thing. If you didn't complain about homegirl at the front desk, she's going to get by with that. She's going to think it's okay to treat people like that. It's not. You have to confront poor performance.
And
That's
I
the
know
best
that.
thing my dad ever taught to me.
Right.
You can do it respectfully. You don't have to be a mean person. You don't have to be a butthole. But you go to management and you tell them how poor the performance was. That she's in hospitality. You should never be treated like that. Ever.
Right. And as like in a management position myself, you know, if somebody doesn't let you know what's going on genuinely and honestly, you can't manage and correct.
Right. How are you ever
Right.
going to know? She's going to keep doing
You
that because she
can't
thinks
say
it's okay.
anything. You can't correct it. You
She
can't
might-
fix it. You can't help her be better at her job.
She's not going to change. I can tell. I mean, she's just
I
going to
could-
either
she
get
had a
fired or
real
she's going to
attitude.
quit. She needs to go on and she needs to work somewhere else. She needs to work in I don't know where she needs to be, but it doesn't need to be in hospitality.
Well, hospitality, retail, when you're dealing with clientele that pay you and they have an expectation. I don't care how bad your day is. And if she had a bad day, I hate that for
That's
her.
fine. It doesn't matter.
But I have bad days. And you know what? All the people I deal with, they ain't going to find out about it.
No.
Because if they get anything negative from me, whether it even be just negative talk that it's not even about them, it's just me talking negative about either my situation or my day, I hate that. Puts a negative spin on the way they
Right.
view me.
Right.
Subconsciously, even if it's not nasty about them or anybody else, it's just me saying, oh well, my day's crappy, I had this happen, blah 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 blah. I believe that kind of like energy to somebody else just leaves that negative impression on them. And I've done it. I'm not saying I haven't done it,
We all have.
but I would like to strive every day to not leave a negative impression. I might not always leave a positive impression, but I don't want to leave a negative impression on something.
No, that's exactly right. But anyway, overall, at the end of the day, we had a decent experience.
I got a lot of
had
freaking.
breakfast.
She dumped a ton of Hilton honors points on
We
my
got a
thing.
crap ton of honors.
She
Do
was
we
like-
even have a free room?
It's at least a free room that she dumped on.
We
my
may have to use that. We may have to cash it. Our anniversary is coming up next week.
I guess
I mean, this week. Wait. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So that means we must celebrate this weekend. I'm not saying we're going to go anywhere, but I'm just saying it's how many years has it been?
21.
21 years we've been married.
Been together.
Not just together, but been
a
married
lot
21
longer, but
years.
21 years we've been married.
Dude, you've put up with a lot with me for 21
put up
years.
with a lot.
We've put up with a lot.
That's kind of the definition of long-term marriage is you put up with a lot.
That's kind of a definition of marriage. You put up with a lot.
But what you put up with is not as large as what you get joy out of.
For most people who are still married, that is true.
Are you trying to tell me something?
No, I'm just saying, if you've been, just, you know what I mean. If you're, just shut up. He's got me all confuzzled.
That's not a word.
It is.
It is not a word.
Confuzzled?
Confuzzled is not a word.
I've made it a word.
Okay.
I guarantee it's a
We're
word.
going to end on confuzzled. Confuzzled, guys. Hashtag confuzzled.
You know what? Shut up.
Okay.
I'm going to miss you tomorrow when you go to work. I don't have to go to work.
I'm going to miss you and beer.
Did you hear what he said?
I'm going to miss you.
Oh my gosh.
I meant you
I
and
said,
beer.
let me recap this real quick before we go. I said, I'm going to miss you tomorrow when we go to work. And you're like, I'm going to miss beer.
Look, I'm going to miss you too, baby.
That is so ingenuine.
No, it's super
Okay,
genuine.
so we have a lot we need to talk about our vacation, and that's probably what the topics of this whole week's podcast are going to be, because a lot happened. Some really crazy stuff, some funny stuff, and we're going to share it all throughout the week.
So come back, listen to us. But enjoy your whatever you're doing right now. It might be morning, it might be midnight, it might be like just you might have our podcast on while you're having sex.
Oh my gosh, I hope not.
And if you are, continue to enjoy. But
Oh my
we're gonna have to tap out, so to speak.
You're so not right.
Good night.
Oh my gosh.